Okay guys, so today we have a little bit of a different repair. Usually I'm doing inboards, but today I'm doing Verados. We have a customer complaint of low voltage. What we'll do is we'll start it up and see what voltage they're running. They said the port motor was having issues. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at our voltage. .5, 9.4, where the center engine's on a different battery. So we've got an issue here. Okay, so we're at the batteries, which are inside the cabin. We're going to take a look here. Now, it said the last time it was load tested was 5/4/21. That's over a year ago. So I'm wondering if we've got a dead battery. The first thing we have here is we're going to have a smart start on our engines, because this is actually kind of far away from the engines. And my guess is the engine won't start because they didn't start before. We're going to grab our meter. Take a look here. Now, if we still get good voltage at the battery and bad voltage at the engine, then the issue lies in a cable somewhere. Whereas if we get bad voltage at the battery and bad voltage at the engine, then we know we have a battery problem. Okay, so it's saying 1272 is our static. We can tell this is port. There's actually a little sticker on this. What we'll do now is we'll get the port engine, because that's the one that has the worst problem. Then what we're going to do is it says neutral, idle, start test. So we'll hit start test. It's going to be 5 seconds and we'll watch the voltage. So it didn't go down all the way to the 8 volts. So let's take a look at starboard. Starboard also will not run. So let's take a look here, retest, next. Start test. Let's take a look at our load. It's like 10-ish volts. So that's really weird. So that means that we actually most likely have a cable problem somewhere. So we'll take a look and see what we can see. Okay, so here we're actually gonna kind of take a look at our ground and power connection. So there's our ground. Our ground's looking pretty crusty. And then our power, we'll take a look here. Our power doesn't look so bad, but our ground looks pretty nasty. So what I would do first is I am going to clean the ground off. And once I've cleaned the ground off, we'll come back and see if it starts. Got my always surviving really crappy brass brush. Okay, so you tighten that ground down, it's not moving anywhere. Let's see if anything changes. If not, there's also a ground bus inside the boat. Okay, so here we are at the helm. Let's see what happens. Now it sounds like a fuel problem. So let's see what his tank levels are. So the tank level shows a quarter full. But let's see if we can even get any fuel out of this thing. Oh, listen to all that air. So he ran out of fuel. Okay, so let's do this. Switch this to auxiliary. And I think he probably has an auxiliary tank. So we just saw a little bit of fuel come out of the rail. We'll see if this thing starts now. Oop. I bet you there's still a whole bunch of air in there. Okay, so we got all three of them started. So what appears to be is that I know they think that they have fuel because it says quarter of a tank, but that's reserve. And see how it's a little bit under quarter of a tank? On these Scouts, you have an auxiliary tank. It's not really auxiliary, it's the same tank, but it's the bottom quarter. It lets you know, hey, don't go any further than this. So there you go. So now we're just gonna button it up and call it good. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Let me know how I did in the comments down below. Sometimes you get repairs like this where there are red herrings, as it seems that the low voltage was probably from the engines not running and the power steering pumps still being on. If you think you had a better way to diagnose, please just leave it down in the comments below. I always try to take customers seriously when they say there's low voltage. I'll look for low voltage first. But I should have checked the fuel gauge to see if it was a quarter or a tank below. Alrighty guys, until next time.